Hi, Joe McCusker at the Weymouth Club today for a better version of you. We're going to go inside and do some working out. Come on. You coming? Okay, folks, we'll be right back after this. Hi, we're back, and Mary's going to show us how to do some exercises that can help us basically anywhere, I think.
Stay in shape. That's the thing. Whether you have a short amount of time, a long amount of time, a lot of space. If you're at home, stuck with the kids all day, if you're at your office working long hours, if you're on vacation, just have a small hotel room. These are exercises that basically can be done anytime and anywhere. And if you keep it going, really can take you 15 or 20 minutes. Then you go out, you do a nice walk, run, bike ride or something, and you've got a good physical fitness plan built right into your day in short time, in a smaller amount of space, with very little or no equipment necessary.
So what used to be a thought, I believe, was like you had to do it continually for 45 minutes to gain out of it, but it can be broken up as well.
Yeah, and a lot of research these days shows that you get equal benefits from 10 or 15-minute bursts of activities throughout the day instead of all at once, and actually works to stoke your metabolism a little bit at a time. So if you do work these short bursts of exercises in, you're actually making your body more efficient at burning all the energy that it takes in.
That's great news.
Yeah.
Well, I could use some efficiency out of this body.
So we're going to keep it pretty simple today. Depending on your level, you can certainly add different modifications to make it a little bit more intense or a little bit easier. So we'll start with the simple ones, and we'll talk about some modifications. The first exercise is the squat. The squat is a good multi-muscle exercise, and that's how you get an efficient workout. You do exercises that pull in as many of the large muscle areas in your body as possible. So instead of working all different areas of your legs separately, this is going to work the front of your legs, quadriceps, the back of the legs, the hamstrings, and the glutes. So what you're going to do is with feet a little bit further than hip distance apart,
let me just make sure
almost like sitting in a chair.
Yeah, so here I am.
Yep, and you're going to keep your belly tight, chest out, and you can just,
we'll call
it a genie squat. You can put your hands right in front. What you're going to do is sit back, keeping the weight in your heels, almost like you're sitting on a chair that's being pulled out behind you. You're going to push through your heels and come right back up, keeping your lower back and core very tight. You're going to do that. Very good. Now, if you're at a gym and you have the luxury of adding weight to it, or you have the strength to do that, you can either add a lot of weight and back weight it like you see on some gyms, or you can simply add some hand weights and pull in even more muscles by adding a military press to it. So you would squat down.
So should I have them up?
You can hold them right here.
All right.
And you're going to squat down, and as you come up, you're going to press. That's it. You're going to go down, and you're going to come up and press. In doing this, you pull in even more of your core muscles, because that's what's stabilizing you as you go up and down. Very good. So that's a different modification. You can add 2 exercises, combine them. It's a much more time-efficient workout than doing a set of squats, then a set of military presses.
And how many would you do in a set?
I would do, we're going to go through rotation, but you could do 15 to 20 reps of those. When you're using lighter weight or no weight, you can do higher repetitions. So 15 to 20 reps.
So first you'll see how you feel going through it. You don't want to start off with a huge amount of reps.
That's right. And you always want to do as many as you feel challenged doing, but that you can safely do. So when you start breaking your form, that would be enough repetitions.
So form technique is very important in
Technique is extremely important, especially on the squats. You want to be able to keep your knees in line with your toes or behind and push through your heels. Be able to keep your core steady. Now, if you're more of a beginner mode, you'll notice that there's this step, or it could be a chair behind you. You could use that as a guide as to how far you should go down, or you could actually sit on that and use it as a sit-down get-up. So let me take those weights from you and say you are not all that steady, or you're an older person, or just not in great shape yet. You're going to just sit in a chair. It's a very simple exercise. What you don't want to do is push down on your legs to get up. You want to just hold your hands out here and just push down and up. Try to go straight up. Sit right down on the chair again and straight up. That in itself is an exercise, and what we call a very functional exercise.
I think when you mentioned to stay focused on the heels, because we have a tendency to maybe want to come forward and we're just kind of falling out of the chair.
That's right.
Instead of standing up with your heels forces you to stand up.
Right. And what happens is, if you lean forward to get out of the chair, all your weight will load into your knees, and that's going to hurt your knees. So you want to make sure you really use the large muscles in the back of your legs and your core to stand up straight.
I don't go down the same. I bend my knees more going down, I think.
Going down than coming up.
But I can feel it definitely, just, you know, what muscles get engaged.
Just in your legs.
On the quads.
Right. And for that core muscle.
So it's kind of like a hack squat in a way.
Exactly. Yep.
If that makes sense to everybody.
So very good.
Anyway.
All right. So the next thing, now you've worked your lower body, your legs may be a little bit tired. So again, to stay efficient and to keep moving without a lot of rest, we're going to go down into a lower body exercise. And we're going to talk about the good old-fashioned push-up. Because really, especially if you're not using a lot of equipment and you don't have much time, it is the most efficient exercise you can do in sculpting your upper body. So if you'll notice, this is good form. His hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. His wrists are right under his shoulders, which is very important to keep your shoulders safe. He's letting his shoulder blades go back down and around. Very good, good form on those. Body is staying nice and planked. You're not letting your back drop. Good. All right. We'll take a break there, and I'll show you a little modification. I'm impressed, though. Those are very good push-ups.
I'm impressed, too.
Very good. But that is very important form. If your hands start to slide out front and they're not under your shoulders, you're going to pull on your rotator cuff. You want to keep them right under. Right under your shoulders. And it was nice that you kept your body nice and stiff and planked so that it went down with you and your back wasn't sagging, your legs weren't hitting first, because that will cause lower back pain. Okay. So very good.
The modified?
Yep. And push-ups work chest, back, triceps. A lot of women always say, how can I firm up these arms? You do some push-ups, yeah. Now, not everyone can do a military push-up. You're in good shape. So 2 modifications. One, you can do it on the ground like this, but keep your knees down.
Right.
But notice how he's still in that angle, just like he was on a full-out push-up. You're not on your hands and knees per se. You're still angled out. But it does make it easier because you're not lifting all of your body weight. The other modification we can talk about is if you're not used to doing push-ups, they're a little bit easier. You can do them at home. They're called the incline push-up. Now you can do them if you're just really beginning on something higher, like a countertop or an end table that might be a little bit higher. Or you can do it on something lower like this, a chair or a coffee table.
I even think of like being on the stairway.
Yes, on the
just
stairs.
Going on the stairs on one of the...
That's a perfect example.
Now this is kind of tight, which would
this is more of a tricep push-up.
Right.
But if you were at a table or again on a countertop, his hands could be further apart, just like they were on the floor. So that's a good modification to that. But
and then if we want to do an advanced one, I remember...
Then you could put your feet up here. Yeah.
So you could even, if you're at a hotel,
push-ups.
Put them right on
put them right on the bed or right on a chair, and you could do those. And again, you're just making the base a little bit less stable and higher up, so it puts more force on the chest and back. Very good. So depending on your level,
I think I passed the Jack LaLanne
test.
Very
good. I'm very impressed.